今天大家感觉怎么样วันนี้ทุกคนรู้สึกอย่างไรบ้างคะ How are you guys feeling today? When I say these phrases, I'm not just switching language, I'm also switching versions of myself. And for the longest time, I didn't realize I was doing it. Language fills our lives. We use it daily to ask questions, tell stories, and most generally, connect with those around us. Even right now, I am using language as a bridge between you guys and me. But that's not all there is. Language isn't just a tool for communication. It's also a mirror. Because every word we say, every time we speak, it doesn't just reflect what we want to say. It also reflects who we are, how we feel, and how we position ourselves in the world. Growing up in a community where bilingualism is pretty much the norm, I often find myself switching between Thai and English quite effortlessly. Sometimes I begin a conversation in Thai, and moments later I would continue it in English instead, without noticing. When I was younger, I used to brush this habit off, thinking that sometimes maybe it's inevitable. Perhaps it's just something I picked up along the way. But over time, I noticed a pattern. Whenever I felt vulnerable, excited, or emotionally close to someone, I often spoke in Thai. Whenever I felt the need to stay composed, logical, and emotionally guarded, I often spoke in English. That's when I realized something. I wasn't choosing a language, I was choosing how much of myself I'm willing to reveal. Back when I was 14 years old, I attended a leadership conference with a lot of international school students from across Southeast Asia. Walking into that open space, I couldn't help but feel really nervous. My chest was really tight, and all I could think about was, how can I manage to fit in? But you know what was one thing that made it all so much better? It's the fact that every conversation there was held in English. Yes, simple as that. I found myself talking to people who I wouldn't have approached otherwise. I spoke more confidently. I listened more carefully. English didn't change who I was, but it handed me access to a version of myself that felt more composed and courageous. That experience taught me something that I'll never forget. A second language doesn't make us less sincere. Sometimes it simply makes us less afraid. But language doesn't just reflect our emotions. It also reflects where we come from. In Thai, there's this common saying that we hear on a daily basis, กินข้าวหรือยัง which directly translates to, have you eaten rice? But the word rice in this context doesn't literally mean rice. Rather, it's a replacement for the word food. See how this simple day-to-day saying can reflect so much how central rice is to Thai identity, to the point that it becomes a stand-in for nourishment itself. And what's even more fascinating is that the meaning of the phrase is never explicitly taught. We, as Thai people, collectively understand the phrase by heart because language carries shared history, values, and identity. Belonging, after all, often means understanding without explanation. Beyond emotions and culture, language is also a reflection of our lived experiences. Think back to the time where you travel to a foreign country, whether it be a lakeside park in London or a busy night market in Japan. No matter where, when we're in a foreign place, there's this sense of ease that comes with unfamiliarity. Because we have this awareness of being an outsider, and the locals there know it too. Because of this shared understanding, the pressure to speak perfectly disappears, and language becomes less about accuracy and more about your presence. Back when I was 16 years old, I attended a summer camp in China. My Chinese was far from fluent back then. I struggled to find the right words. I relied on my friends for navigation, and I spoke imperfectly most of the time. Yet, despite all of that, I thrived. I laughed through all the misunderstandings, formed genuine connections, and made some of my fondest memories there, all without fully mastering the language. That experience taught me something. Sometimes, a language is simply meant to be lived, not mastered. So, whether we speak in a first language, a second language, or a language that we're still perfecting, each choice reflects who we are in that moment and how we relate to the world around us. Language is how we carry culture, how we express our emotions, how we find connections, even in unfamiliar places. And above all, language is and has always been more than spoken words. Thank you.